discomfort. I'm reading this book, and Alex Ramosi talks about the 4 ways to get leads. The first way is going after warm leads. And warm leads are people in your contacts, people that follow you on your social media, and your email contacts from all social media platforms, all this kind of stuff, and just gathering a huge pool and database of people. He said you should have like 1,000 people at the end of this. And then you're going to reach out to these people one by one. And he has a whole framework on how to reach out to people. And then I'm going to tell them about my thing. And I feel so much resistance to it. I sent out, I don't know, text to maybe 10 to 20 people, something like that, letting them know that the book is free and they can get it at therealniggabible.com. And it's it's just scary. I don't know, man. Like, I've always been like really protective with my relationships, in terms of like asking for something, especially people I haven't reached out to in a while, and just be like, oh, by the way, I have this thing. I don't like that. That feels like icky for me. And I got paid today. I got paid $747 today, which is cool. That buys me some time. I got to pay my mom back, which is $300. And then I use lead pages, which is where the Real Nigga Bible, where people can go grab that. And then I use Active Campaign for emails. And I think that's going to be like 50 or $70. So it's like $170 right there. So that leaves me with about something along the ballpark of like $300 to get me through the next 2 weeks, which is 100% possible. I just got to be very mindful with my spending, as I have been. Just really making sure that I'm just really putting money towards gas, and I am being mindful about making sure that I eat only at home. And yeah, I got 2 weeks before I get paid again. So before I even put money into paid ads, it's like, okay, I gotta do step one. I gotta reach out to these warm leads. And I know I've built great relationships with tons of people over the years. And I know people love me, and, people don't hate me as much as I think they do in my head. And maybe I am being a little over dramatic about things, about, I don't know. I just always feel like I have to win people over. That's how I've always operated in my life. Like, I always felt like I had to put on a song and dance for people in order for me to feel worthy of their love. And yeah, I guess like I'm having imposter syndrome. Like, oh man, like, is this gonna be good? Like, are they going to be upset that I reached out to them and told them about this? Just little things that are going off in my mind. And but at the same time, I'm like, hey, dude, like, great progress was made today because I had at least one person sign up for my email list. And as long as each day I can get at least one person to sign up for my email list, I think that's good. Yeah, I know at the end of the year it's 365 days, not only 365 people who sign up, but that's 365 people. And more people will tell other people, and it's actually really cool because there's one person on my email list who I don't know. Someone must have told this person, or they found out about my website somehow, and now they're on my list. So that's really cool. I like that as well. And I know I could be thinking so much bigger. Think bigger. And I think there's a lot of merit to that. And at the same time, I have like a rhythm of my life that I feel like I'm in tune with. And with this rhythm, there seems to be like logic seems to be thrown out the window. And it's all about feeling. And you can say I'm thinking so small, and I would agree with you. Sure, I can see that. But for me, like, this feels good. I'm enjoying myself. I like the progress that I'm making. It's small, but dude, like, you don't want to, I don't discount small. As long as I stay consistent. Like, with jujitsu, I remember when I first started training jujitsu, first 6 months, bro, just getting fucking ragdolled. I remember, I remember one time my coach said this to me because I just finished rolling with someone where I got fucking submitted like 8 or 9 times. That's not even an exaggeration. Like motherfuckers was manipulating my limbs, choking me out with ease. And my coach said, Greg, if you go with someone today and you lose to them 8 times, but if you go with them tomorrow and you only lose to them 7 times, you won that match. That is nuts to think about. What a perspective shift. And I would begin to look at the submissions that I defended. And I'll be like, yes, that's progress. Yes. And let me tell you something 6 months, I would drive to school, jujitsu school, and I would be like, is today going to be the day I finally submit someone? It took me 6 months to submit somebody. Showing up consistently. Yeah, you can say, but Greg, you can get your fucking. Bro, like real progress that is like worthy progress is made through consistency. I remember my one of my mentors, he told me this story about the two bulls. He said, you gotta be careful who you tell the story to. And I didn't take him at his word. And I wasn't discerning who I told the story to, and it really soiled the relationship. So the story of two bulls. There's two bulls who are walking, they're on top of this hill. And it's a young bull and there's an older bull. And the young bull looks down and sees a bunch of cows grazing the grass. And the young bull says to the old bull, hey, let's run down that hill and let's go fuck one of those cows. And the old bull says, we're not going to go run down that hill. He said, no, but like they're right there. Like we can go down that hill and we can fuck one of those cows. And the old bull says, no, we're not going to run down that hill. We're going to walk there. We're going to graze the grass on the way down there. We're going to enjoy the view. We're going to just relax on our way down that hill to those cows. He said, but dude, we can go there right now. And the old bull says, if we run down that hill a lot of those cows are going to run away. And you'll only be able to fuck one of those cows because all the rest ran away. But if we walk and take our time, we won't just get to fuck one of the cows, we'll get to fuck all of the cows. And when my mentor told me that story, it just made sense. I was like, okay, sounds good. So it's just like, hey, let's play the game of patience. We gotta be patient. Gotta be patient. And instead of focusing on our results, let's focus on I guess, yeah, the progress is results as well. But let's focus on the actions that we're taking, right? Like, I'm nervous as shit sending out, messages to people, letting people know about this. Part of me wants to send a message that's like, hey, hope you're doing well. And then starting a conversation, it's like, oh, by the way, it's like, that's so fake to me. I don't like doing that. The way I'm going is just like, hey, by the way, like, to some people, I'm like, hey, I don't know if I told you this, but I wrote a book. And, like, here, like, you can get it for free. And other people I started with people who really fucking love the book and letting them know to share it with their friends because that's the easy low hanging fruit, right? Like, they already fucking love it. They're already telling people. It's like, hey, make it easy for the people that you're telling to obtain it. And, like, man, I had a friend who was sending me these like awesome videos of him at dinner with some people, and he was in the video, he was like, this is the guy that wrote the book. He wrote the book. And he sent me several videos talking about talking to them about my book. And how great would it have been if he was able just to download it right then and there during dinner, and they all read it together and they had access to it together. So I think that making it free is a great fucking decision because it's instant. Not only that, but people are able to consume it in private because people get nervous. Can I read this? I don't know. But if it's just you on your phone, you don't have to tell anybody about it. You can read this and nobody ever has to know. You don't have to walk around with a copy of the book under your armpit trying to hide the title. Oh man. So it's like, okay, well, I have low money. It makes sense for me right now in the meantime just to like reach out to a bunch of people, let them know about the book, that it's free, and just like embrace the fucking discomfort of, hey, there's a lot of people you haven't talked to in a while, and now you're about to tell them about your book. And you know I would rather not have to go down that way, but who knows, man, it can possibly open up some great conversations, and you just never know what can lead to what. But like, in terms of like the journey, this is such a powerful moment because when I think about when I ran my marathon, like my favorite part of it was the fact that I felt nervous, or like I felt like I didn't want to go for a run, and I would do it anyway, and I had to consistently overcome myself day by day. And today I had to overcome myself. I had to overcome my fears, and I made progress towards that, and I took actions towards that, and because of that, today is already a win. And I'm going to keep, sending out some messages to whoever comes to mind in the moment. And I got about 2 weeks before I get my next paycheck, and then maybe I can start pouring money into paid advertisements. Let me like go through my warm leads. It's like I feel like the universe has its own timetable. Everything with the universe is very intentional. I am always exactly where I'm supposed to be. Thank goodness I don't have a lot of money to pour into ads and skip over my warm leads. Because I'm broke, I have to put time and effort and energy towards the warm leads. It wouldn't work as well If I had the money to spend already, I'm taking actions that I would not have taken otherwise. And they're uncomfortable actions because I would avoid this if I could, but I just like I can't. Well, it's not like I can't, but I think you know what I mean here. I'm put in this position for a reason, on purpose, because I'm meant to grow. I'm meant to overcome this fear because that is where the juice lies. The juice doesn't lie in the results. The juice lies in who is it that I become. The juice lies in the growth that I experience, of the becoming better, of becoming stronger. That is where the gold is. But it's hard to remember that. It's hard to keep that in mind because I feel like we're so bombarded with images of other people's lives that we believe that they're living a happier life than us. But what we see is a cultivated, very intentional snapshot of a moment in their life. That doesn't necessarily mean it's the full picture. We don't ever see the full picture. Even though I post honestly online, you still don't see the biggest picture of my life. And this is me being honest as shit. And most people aren't as honest as I am online. So we're seeing this little snippet and we make an assumption about this person's life that may not even be true. Actually, is most likely not true whatsoever. Growth is the reward. Character, self love, self worth. To have the courage to fucking say what it is that you have, or the courage to fucking stand up for yourself and share your motherfucking creation with the world. It's scary and it's not easy. And in hindsight, I'm going to be very, very grateful that it unfolded exactly as it did. Because it is always unfolding exactly as it's supposed to. Even if I don't see why it happened in the moment, even if I figure out why this happens a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, I know that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be because I'm meant to grow in this time. I'm I'm meant to learn something that's going to help me tremendously in my next evolution of my life. It's nice. It's 3 p.m. I haven't eaten food yet today, so it's time to get some food in my belly. Okay, so I am looking at my email list right now. And from doing cold, like not cold, from me reaching out to people that I know and telling them about my my book is now free, I have doubled the size of my email list. Granted, it went from being 4 people to 8 people, but it's actually really cool to see the fact that I sent out a message and I can see like the effort that I put in paid off. I got four. I doubled my motherfucking email list today. I have 8 people on my email list now, and that's dope, man. Because it's like, all right, man, I have a list of people to market to. And now I know who's consuming my book. I gave this example to a friend of mine a year or two back. So Chris Voss, he wrote the book Never Split the Difference. And it's a big the book was a massive hit. And you may have read that book, Never Split the Difference. But what a lot of people don't know is that you can go onto Chris Voss's website and you can pay for additional negotiation training. I've done a course from his website, which is really good. As a matter of fact, within literally 24 hours of watching that training that I spent like 120 something bucks on, I ended up closing like a $3,000 client from using the exact shit that I learned the day before. So it's a great motherfucking training. Now, the thing is, Chris Voss, Never Split the Difference, successful book. How much more successful would Chris be as an entrepreneur if he had the email addresses of everybody who's read his book? Because there are a lot of people who love the book but never even think about going to his website for additional help, right? So imagine if he had that list, and he does have an email list, but imagine he had a list from his book. How much more money would he make if he told those people about the negotiation trainings that he has coming up? Would it double his business, 3x his business? I don't know. But business would definitely be booming. And he's successful as fuck anyway, bro. Like, who is it? Who am I, right? To say, like, I'm not saying that his decision is a bad decision or whatever it is. I don't want to compare my decision as if it's like smarter somehow. But I just paint that picture together just to give you perspective in terms of where my thinking is, as opposed to going down the route of making it paid. Now people can buy it online. I do put the link to that in the email for people to go ahead and go purchase. But the important thing is getting the book in front of people's eyeballs. And if I know one thing to be true, it's that when somebody loves something, they talk about it. I was at jujitsu yesterday, and my jujitsu school fucking loves my book. I shared it with the like coaches and professors and stuff, and they love it. They fucking love it. And yesterday, I introduced myself to two professors at my school. A professor is a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and they both knew who I was. One of them was talking about my book. They actually both knew about my book. And then last week I was at jiu-jitsu, and they had I didn't want to roll with somebody because I was tired of shit. And then my coach was like, "Come on, Greg, what's commandment number one?" And somebody right next to me said, "Oh, you wrote the book?" Like, you know about it? Who told you about this? And then yesterday we had a potluck, and one of my jujitsu teammates comes up to me and he goes, I want to let you know something. Somebody recently had come up to me and told me that you wrote a book. Is this older white man? And he's like, you should have saw the look on his face as he told me to go check it out. And then he pulled it up, bro. He like the person who told this guy about the book pulled it up and sent him a link to it. But like how, and he didn't, but he didn't buy. I see my book sales. I mean, I'm not making much in book sales at all. And yeah, this thing's like not selling like that. So it is much better and it's easier to remove the barrier of money, remove the barrier of like social repercussions, and remove the barrier in terms of time. So like removing it from money, it's like, oh, should I buy this? I don't know. And then it's like, how long is it going to take to get to me? And it takes away from what we really want, which is eyeballs inside the book. And then the social repercussions, some people are afraid walking around with it. Some people don't give a fuck. Some people are like loud and proud about it. But there are some people who I'm sure would love to read it, but don't want people knowing that they're reading it. And what making it free does is it keeps it private. Because when you opt in, you get the email. Nobody knows you received this email. Nobody knows that you've opted in except me. But privacy is everything to me. So I'm not going to leak out my fucking email list information. Fuck no, bro. Like I value your trust more than anything, bro. The moment that I lose your trust is the moment that I lose as a business owner, because my word has to be my motherfucking bond, because I can't do anything else in this world besides be me. That's the only destiny that is for me, is being who it is that I am. And the moment I do something distrustful, there goes damn near more than half of my potential over the course of my lifetime. That's why on Instagram I'm so honest. I'm talking about ass, and I'm talking about just like white women, and I'm being honest here because I feel like the greatest sin is dishonesty. There's someone who recently had a scandal in the last like year or two. You know exactly who I'm talking about. I refuse to say this individual's name. But they were lying for a long time and they made money on their lies. And then they finally got busted. And now this person, like, they're a fucking scam artist. They're a fucking scam artist. And there's nothing this person can ever do to gain my trust back. I don't know them, but I'm never going to purchase any of their fucking products. And I'm never going to click on any of their videos. And I know I may have inadvertently given a plug for this, but whatever. Fucking whatever, dude. That's not how I want to fucking run my business, bro. I want to build it on motherfucking honesty, even if it makes me look bad or it makes me look cringe or like whatever the fuck. Dude, at least you know I'm being real. At least you know I'm being real. That's all I care about. As long as you know I am being honest, that's all I care about. So This is cool, dude. This is uh this is the coolest fucking shit, dog. It's the coolest. I have an email list. And then it makes it easy for it to snowball, for people to send it to people, for people to opt in, and they get it instantly, and then it's easier for them to tell their friends and share it with their friends. And even the act of just sending the link alone is powerful. I mean, like, it catches attention. So I believe I have a product that over time it's gonna fucking blow up. It's gonna blow up. It has all the correct ingredients in place, and I got out of the shower and I was feeling so fucking proud because I'm like, okay, I finally have the system for this. I finally have a system in place that's like a solid system that can be able to help me collect money in the future. And I feel like I'm giving my book the best chances of success this way by making it free. And then we can go on tour. It's gonna take time, but I'm okay. I know I'm gonna get there surely, and that's what matters. I know I'm gonna get there surely. It's like, hey, let's actually be grateful for the progress we are making in the meantime. Yeah, I can look at my list and be like, oh, but I used to have hundreds of people. Just fuck, bro. Like, the fact that I even have an email list around something that I care deeply about, that I believe is really powerful and is like a true authentic expression of myself. Like, this 8-person email list means more to me than the email list that I've had in the past. At least right now in the present. I don't feel like I was grateful for my lists in the past because I also didn't feel like I understood the importance of having a list. But you know what? I learned a lot from that last go around with the morning hustlers, because what I did was, I think I asked for money way too soon, and it took away the fun out of it. It took away the fun from the community. I felt like it was like I commercialized my art. I didn't like the feeling of that. And then I began to become resentful of my audience because they weren't paying me. So yeah, I definitely want to keep this free, at least the book. I do want to go on tour, but that is after, like, I build an audience for myself. I want there to be so much fucking demand to see me live that it's just like I'm fucking sold out in each of the fucking cities that I'm visiting, and make my living as a public speaker and also a writer. It just came to my mind right now. I don't know if I'll do this, but it's an idea. Just making my books free, giving all my books away for free, and then, like, just continuously going on stage and having fun. I don't know. It's an idea. We'll see what the universe ultimately has in store for me. All right, it's time to get to work.